So it's been a little while since Crag defeated the wizard, and now, wielding his blade, Crag's going to start looking for the things he missed during his first journey. Starting with Mr. Buddy here. You can dig him up at the start of the game if you have a shovel, so it's good to get him on New Game Plus, but you can get him at any time if you just go backwards from the beginning. Mr. Buddy helps you dig faster, so he's not too terribly useful. Now, this isn't too terribly useful at this point either, but this pitchfork right here did have good stats at the start. You can use it at level 1, plus 1 strength, minus 1 agility, so it would have been perfect for Crag, but for some reason I forgot to pick it up. Also, at this point, barbarians are super easy. You can just take them out in a few attacks. Look at how quickly they go down when you've leveled up a lot. They are nothing to me. And speaking of nothing, we dig up this weapon, which is a carrots. What's it give us? Minus 1 strength, minus 2 magic, plus 3 defense, so it's kinda meh. There are two ways to get this animal orb. You can do it the cheap way by sort of animating yourself all the way up to him. This is Sherbert, and he helps you jump higher. You can also get him with the magic jump ability, which is ability you get eventually when you level up. Simple as it sounds, you just hold the magic button, jump, and then you jump higher than you normally do. So yeah, he helps you do the thing that would have helped you get him. I'm not gonna use him though. Sorry Sherbert, you're cute and all. Well, I suppose technically his name's Sherbit, but either way, you're cute, but I'm not gonna use you. Next off, we have a little thing to dig up here. Nothing special, but it's a leaf. Good for magic users, not for much else. Alright, on we go. Remember that cardinal animal orb? We're finally gonna put this guy to use. Throughout the video, of course, but his first use is here, where he gets you the boomerang item. The boomerang can be thrown, and it can also be charged. Now, it doesn't actually do damage. It's not really cutting through this grass at all. So while we wait for this scene to play out... There we go. So we threw it around a bunch, but now let's actually throw it at enemies. And it stuns them. That's pretty much its only use. I don't use it much at all myself, which is why you didn't really see me using it earlier on. Here we have the troll animal orb. The troll gives you 1% of your health back every 8 seconds, which is better than it sounds, just not one I really use often myself. Here we got a new weapon. This is a little happy crab. Kinda meh on the stats. The crit's nice, but 1 agility and minus 1 strength, not my thing. And here's a weapon I apparently didn't get before. Decent stats, but again, not something I'd use. And we've actually got a couple things on screen here. These bears will, of course, get in the way, though. We've got a dig spot right there, and we've got a hidden... well, can you really call it hidden? I mean, it just gives a sign that says horn right there. What is this, Link Between Worlds? Okay, I'll stop doing that now. Alright, here we just get money, so not terribly useful. Here, though, we get a new animal orb, who apparently was just hanging out in that hut, but he's now loyal to us. This is Hawkster. Hawkster will attack enemies, and he can also pick up fruits from dead enemies, I believe. Like, if he kills them, yeah, he'll just pick up the fruit. Here we have this big old rock, which, with the help of a sandwich, we can just casually toss aside. After punching it, of course. Gotta punch the boulder. And here we have a weapon, which I didn't actually look at its stats for some reason, but that's just a fish. It gives you 2 strength, removes 1 magic, and no special ability. So it's kind of okay, but not that good. Back here, though, we get a new animal orb. Beartato? So anyway, this is Burly Bear. He gives you plus 2 strength. Simple, but very helpful. Oh yeah, by the way, if you go back into the cave, the chests will be closed and you can just get more money from this. It's not much money though, so it's not a good money grinding spot. Right here we have yet another area where I didn't actually check out what the item stats were. That is the refined mace. It gives you 1 strength, 1 defense, and 1 agility, so pretty good all around. I did, however, look at this weapon stats. Not fond of the -1 strength. Oh, did you see that guy go by? Well, I hope you did, because this is Meowbert. He gives you 3 agility, so while he's cute, yeah, not really going to use him. Sorry, Meowbert, you just hang out here for a while, hold down the fort. And speaking of fort, there's a thing back here that I never actually got before. 2 defense is nice, but not the best weapon I've seen. And I'm not just showing that to stick it to the Industrial Prince. No, there's actually an item buried right here. Of course, I'm sure you jerks aren't going to let me have it. Oh no, you're not even going to let me switch to the shovel before causing me trouble, are ya? Alright, we do have to take care of these guys, but they're easy by this point. I mean, they take more hits than the barbarians, but, you know, barbarians are first level enemies, so no surprise there. And free healing, thanks. Oh, that's actually a pretty good weapon, good overall stats. And right here we have... right, this weird sickle-ish thing. That had good stats if you were able to see it. Bye, nerd! And if you have the Cardinal, which you should because the brute back there gave you one. And to get this new weapon, which, yet again, I did not get before, but that is actually some pretty good... those are some pretty good stats, rather, if you're into agility. Here you get the Install Ball, which is a literal orb that fires projectiles at enemies. But I'm just going to leave them here while I escape the ship. So here, after we... oh, thank you for that, Cardinal. The fishing rod lowers all your stats, and Ganondorf isn't even in this game, so you can't distract him with it, so it's not a good weapon by any stretch of the imagination. And geez, yet another new weapon. Of course, this one's hard to find, so can you blame me? Pretty good stats too, if you're into magic. Right here, if you have Cardinal, he'll get you yet another new weapon, which actually is multifunctional. We get the Keyblade. That is the power of the Keyblade. We'll be using that later. Here we get the Yeti Animal Orb. This one prevents you from being frozen. And grab the Cardinal. We already saw the Bipolar Bear though, so no need to show that off again. And there are 2 more new weapons inside the Ice Castle. And that's going to be the last 2 things we get before going back to the blacksmith's area. But first we'll just let the Frost King laugh. I'll kill him off screen later. First off, we've got meat. Pretty good stats. Unless of course you use magic, in which case, not as much. And if you dig in just the right spot, there is a animal orb named Patso who will help you find digging spots. This ice sword is near impossible to find otherwise, has no stats, only freezes, not that good because of that. And if you use the Keyblade on this locked door, you get the Beholder, which I've already unlocked. The Beholder gives you +2 magic. Yeah, it's decent, but for all the work you have to do to get it, unless you really like using magic, which, to be fair, you know, it's a viable option, I don't really find it too useful myself, though. Now, I'm actually going to take Snailbert along, because he increases my defense. So we're just going to go get our weapon back real quick. So, I could get the Necromancer Sword, and that would be a good idea, because next time on Castle Crashers, we cover the arenas. Oh boy.